Hi, this is Graham Jeacocke. Happy New Year to you all. Now, since Tony Blair is receiving a reward, an award, not a reward, and most people seem to be under the impression that he doesn't deserve it because, according to them, he lied. This is very bizarre. Now, I want the public to recognise their own hypocrisy. Now, a few years back, there was a scientist, a Professor David Nutt, who was working alongside the government, and he did research. I don't know if he had a team. I'm sure he had a team. And what did these findings produce? Well, he went on the record saying alcohol was dangerous. Now, I'd just like to point out to the public who condemn Tony Blair for lying. You lied to the next generation of children, or even the present adults, when you did not stand up with Professor David Nutt. You all kept quiet. You see, Tony Blair was accused of lying, saying, "Oh, we've got weapons." Now, there's a war on alcohol and drugs, Now, if you're intellectually honest, you would acknowledge it. Now, I'm sick and tired of the public doing as they wish, condemning people like politicians, right? But never questioning what they permit. You see, a child growing up, in society, looks on to the adults and say, "Oh, this adult is drinking. Alcohol is good for you." Now, where do these people, right, who are cowards, who have no courage, they can't even stand up to support a scientist? Look at all the chemists. Now, it does tell you a lot about education, that it's worth shit. You see, people need to reason far more than they want to claim that education is a far more beneficial way to be. I mean, how many atheists reject a person who is not educated? I mean, you only need to look at the comments on my YouTube channel and say, "Oh, you're not educated, you're not worth the time." Great. But I have a far better talent than you. I rely on reasoning. And reasoning is what gets you truth. Now, atheists do not want truth. They want to be happy in their own little world, causing conflict for others. Now, if you want to wipe out evil, you got to get to the root of the matter. And that's what God did in the Bible. Now, putting aside God, as atheists want to demonstrate all the time about, to get to the root of all the problems in the world, you have to get to the root of some of them. Now, I'm not wanting to take away the rights of people to drink. I'm just asking them to wise up and be more understanding of how people go through life. You see, I cannot believe that you actually lied to your own children. You were given a lifeline by a scientist, right? You know, the government, you accuse the government you have political parties in every generation, and the public accuse the government. Here was a single man, okay, who stood up for the public. And what did the public do? They spat on him. They stabbed him in his chest. They ridiculed him. And yet the public, day in and day out, moan about how people are struggling with mental illness, and everybody's saying, be kind. You cannot be kind if you permit drunkenness in society. Get your shit together.